This is the At Home with Zac
and TT for the Millwall drive home, reporting on the game that has just finished at the Den. It finished Millwall 2.
Preston North End 1.
Yes, come on. 3 points from the Lions, an abject and quite boring first half, and then a dominating second half performance to quite, I felt, deservedly give us all 3 points, which after a bit of an up and down week, another draw, is always good to see. You know, that's only our 4th home win of the season. And, you know, Preston, I always feel like a decent side. I felt they've lost their best player in Pearson, and that's massively changed the dynamics for them. He absolutely run games against us. They weren't really in the game today, Preston. Before we go any further, if you don't mind putting a like on the video, can we get up to 150? It's probably a bit much to ask on a midweek game. Stick your comments, and if you're not subscribed to the Millwall Drive Home, get yourself subscribed to our channel. Why not?
Ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. If you just flick the screen up, there will be a little bar. Subscribe and ring the bell.
He knows far more about it than I do.
For notifications on.
Like I said, he knows more than I do. So we started off with a 5-2-3 formation. In goal was Bartosz Bieliakowski. We had Cooper returning. What an absolute legend. You know, twice he's had his shoulder dislocated, both in different places. Probably needs surgery, doesn't take it, comes back and shows how brilliant he is. Alongside him, you had Hutchinson and George Evans. Right wing back was Marlon Romeo. Left wing back was Scott Malone. Both of them put in cracking performances, and we'll go into that in a little bit further. In the centre of midfield, Ryan Woods and, I've been asking for it for ages, Billy Mitchell alongside him, which was fantastic to see from my point of view and from your point of view. And then up front, we had John Daddy Woodfarson, either side with Jed Wallace and Mason Bennett. I felt that, you know, we didn't get into the game very early. There was one chance early on where John Daddy Woodfarson takes a great bit of control and then does what Woodfarson normally does and just slices it onto the railway tracks behind the goal.
The touch is just, he flicks it with the heel of his foot over his head. It's a beautiful touch, but slices it wide.
And then I felt that, you know, Preston probably slightly, I wouldn't say come into it a little bit more, but because it was a bit of a nothing first half, and the ref, you know, got himself involved quite a lot. You know, he was very pernickety. You know, Evans clearly wins the ball. The foul's given, and it's a free kick from them for them outside the box that it's just put wide. It's quite a weak free kick, actually.
I think Bart nearly tripped. His feet got mixed up, but luckily it was going wide.
And to be fair, we only looked like conceding today from our own defensive mishaps. You know, the first goal comes, you know, we're doing really well down the left. You know, Malone's taking the ball far up the pitch, which is what he does. He then plays it back to Cooper, who then plays it back again to Hutch. And we put ourselves in unnecessary pressure in that situation. Hutch then gives the ball away. They attack down the right with Scott Sinclair, who pulls a beautiful ball over to the far post, which is, you know, Evans does well to get ahead on it. Unfortunately, heads it straight up in the air. And then Ched Evans volleys it beautifully into the back of the net. It's a very, very good finish.
Beautiful side-footed, right into the bottom corner.
It's a good finish and undeservedly put on 1-0 up at that stage. You know, a little bit after the goal, you know, Romeo does well down the right. You know, a lot of times, you know, Romeo done really well. He's intercepted a couple of times. He does give up, you know, the weakest part of his game is those short passes that he seems to miss. But I felt that he was good in the tackle today. He took the ball up the pitch really well, crosses it in. I think it hits J-Bod, and then Bennett goes for the volley.
It's a half volley,
but he absolutely misses it on that occasion. And to be fair, Bennett today gets himself, when he plays a little bit more centrally, he gets himself into good positions. He's missed 2 absolute glorious chances, but we'll come to what he does at the end. And then, you know, again, Hutchinson puts himself under pressure. It's a useless ball out. Evans then cuts. It comes down the right, does a dangerous ball in, and our George Evans clears it really well. And then, funny enough, Jason Molumby. Today, I build it on Twitter. Is the battle of the midfield. Jason Molumby returning to the Den against Billy Mitchell, and I've been asking for Billy Mitchell. And to me, Billy Mitchell had the far better game compared to Jason Molumby. Molumby should really get sent off in the game. There's no doubt about it. He does a disgusting challenge on Jed Wallace. He goes over the top of the ball and he just does win the ball, but he goes studs up into Jed's shin. He wasn't even given as a foul, and there was a stupid foul given after that on Cooper. But Molumby should have been booked in that situation, and then was booked in the second half for dragging down Bennett when Bennett was on the counter attack and got himself out in the wrong positions. Jason Molumby, something that Billy Mitchell didn't do. You know, Billy Mitchell was in the right place at the right time. He battled. He won the ball back a couple of times, freed up Ryan Woods, and we'll go into that more in the second half. But that chance obviously wasn't given as a foul, and then Cooper heads the ball down to Hutch. Hutchinson has a shot, but it's blocked. And you know, I felt like we were getting more and more into the game. Obviously, then, the ball, we counter-attack from the back. Malone gets the ball on about just inside our own half. He's running and running and running. Again, this is where you want a central midfielder to maybe bring him down or to close him down. Doesn't happen. He's given the freedom of the second half of the pitch and just absolutely smashes the ball into the top left-hand corner. He's doing an own goal of he's trying to do a goal of the season contender himself every single time he scores goals. It was a brilliant goal to deserve it. Like I said, put us 1-1 at that stage. And then, you know, I felt better at half time because I didn't think we deserved to be behind. Second half, we dominated. You know, I think Preston got into our box maybe twice throughout the entire match. One was a free kick where we switched off a little bit, like I said, making our own mistakes at the back that caused us trouble. But it's a ball in behind and Woods is in the right place to clear it. Obviously, then, you know, Molumby does get booked, puts him under pressure. I'm surprised he didn't get taken off there because that means, you know, it takes away from his game a little bit. But then, you know, Romeo, you know, he started to do these long throws into the box. He does it a really good throw in. Cooper flicks it on to Bennett. And Bennett, you know, Bennett's got to score. He's in front of goal. He just kind of can't sort his body out and it just drops onto the top of the bar and goes over. And from there, like 60 to about 80 minutes, J-Bod had an absolutely superb 20 minutes. And I think it's because they were firing him up. They were pushing him, pulling him. He got angry. And again, when J-Bod gets angry, he seems to take on this new persona and he's putting himself about. You know, he's getting fouls against him. The linesman's going against him. But he does a brilliant, you know, again, a brilliant bit of run. Then he plays it into Bennett. And I thought Bennett should have scored again and he didn't. You know, another chance. Then the ball falls, at 74th minute, I think it was, fell on the edge of the box. You know, Billy Mitchell's there, arriving late, which is where you want to see him. Gets his foot on the ball. It's going towards goal. Defender's got his hand out. Clearly hits his hand. His ball, he's not by his side. The ball's out. Hits his hand. It's going towards goal. It's not given as a handball and not given as a penalty. Obviously, we had 3 at Blackburn, not given earlier this season. Who was your man of the match today?
It's a hard one. I could give it to one of the midfielders. Ryan Woods had a spectacular game in terms of short passes and chip passes, but Billy Mitchell deserves it. He didn't make one mistake except from a little one, but it's either Malone, Woods or Billy, and I'm going to give it to Billy for today because his performance was outstanding. The fact that he only gave the ball away once and he got out of tight situations where there was 2 players on him and he just dribbled past them. It was a beautiful performance from him today. So
man of the match for Billy Mitchell. I think he's been a little bit generous there, but we do like Billy in his household, we've got to admit. But again, he's one of our own, so it's good to see him. 75th minute, brilliant by Woods. Absolutely brilliant. You know, he gets the ball, runs at the defence. Again, they back off. Again, Preston have done that. You know, Alex Neil and the fans must have been going absolutely mental. But allows Woods to do it. He's not quick, but he's travelling on the ball and plays an absolutely beautiful ball outside of his right foot into Jed. And then Jed just drills it across goal. And you just think, oh, are we going to score after all this domination? Then Malone has Malone's put in down the left. Has a good shot, but it just goes over. I wasn't sure if it was deflected, but apparently it wasn't. But that was a good ball out from Jed in that situation. And then, you know, I say time and time again, I think he's an absolutely superb player on the ball. I know he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick in the comments. I read it on Twitter. But Ryan Woods gets the ball, plays an absolutely superb lobbed ball over the top. And it's because of the weight of it. The goalkeeper doesn't know what to do. The defender's in no man's land. He stutters and starts. The goalkeeper, Mason Bennett, gets himself in front, just loops the ball over the goalkeeper into the back of the net to make it 2-1 at that stage. And from then on, there was a bit of pressure. I was saying about the goalkeeper wasting time. Again, that's another team that's wasting time against us. That shows that we are the team that are on the ascendancy. I know we're at home, but the last thing happened on last Saturday. But it shows that we're playing the right way. If teams having to slow the game down to try and stop us. And, Ryan Wood's in that situation. Once he gets on the ball and has time to be able to pick a pass. Alex Neil said in the pre-match that a lot of our play comes through him. And it does. But he's freed up today by the hard work of Billy Mitchell. For me, it's hard to look past Scott Malone for the man of the match. He's played an absolute blinder again. He's so dangerous down the left. And a lot of attack, when we're quiet, which we are for a lot of the time, a lot of our attacking play comes from Scott Malone. And to score a goal like that, to put us back in the game, is just absolutely superb. So for me, Scott Malone gets it. Honourable mentions for Marlon Romeo. I thought he played really well. Billy Mitchell and Ryan Woods. J-Bod for 20 minutes in the second half, I thought he played really well. Obviously, Matt Smith came on for him and Thompson came on really late. But overall, it's a really good team performance. And that's something that, again, it's 3 points further away from the relegation scrap, which is what we need to be making sure we're away from. We go again on Saturday. We'll take the 3 points for now. Are you happy with it?
I'm over the moon.
You got anything else to add?
Just that Bavarsson had a banging 20 minutes in the second half.
He did. There's no better way to end it. Thank you very much for watching the Millwall Drive Home. No one likes us.
We don't care.
Yes!